House of Representative Bill number 127. Let's talk about that. If you are an armed security professional, maybe you're a security professional and one day you want to go armed in the near future, or perhaps you own a private security company and you want to have the capacity to carry out an armed contract one day, maybe it's a lucrative contract. I'm going to talk about how 127, HR 127 is going to affect you. I'm going to show you how you're going to end up paying as an individual maybe about more or less a $300 training fee. You're going to have to pay $67 a month for as long as you want to be an armed professional. I'm going to explain how I came up with that number. I'm also going to explain how you're going to end up having to pay about $218 to a licensed psychologist to evaluate you. Let's talk about all of this madness that might actually come true. So Sheila Jackson, other than being a traitor to the United States, is a congresswoman from the state of Texas, and she introduced HR 127. This is a total gun confiscation bill, and let me explain how this is going to be gun confiscation. Okay, in the bill, you need a license to possess any type of weapon. Do you really think that they're going to write into law or into this bill an exemption for private security professionals? No, they don't care about you. You won't see that in the bill at all. Okay. Every weapon that you possess, you need to register it, and you need to have a license to carry a gun, whether it's in your house, concealed in the field. As long as you have a gun, you need a license. Okay. You need to go through a different background check process. So a psychologist is going to evaluate you. This person's going to interview you to see if you're fit to carry a gun. Okay. This person's going to interview 2 family members and also have the ability to interview an ex-spouse. An ex-spouse. I mean, what kind of feedback are you going to get if an ex-spouse is going to be interviewed just to see if you're fit to carry a firearm? Okay. If your family members feel that you're not fit to carry a firearm, then you're not going to get one. Okay. Don't mind the fact that you might have problems with family members. Maybe they don't like you. Well, according to this law, it doesn't matter. Sean, how do you get $67 a month for the life, or for your whole life, or however long you want to have a gun, even for professional service, like a armed private security professional? Okay, so you have every year, every 12 months, you have to pay a $800 insurance. You have to pay for $800 insurance premium to possess a firearm, and I think it's payable to the Attorney General, the federal government. Okay, you divide 800 into 12, you get about $68. 67 and some change, you round it up, you're gonna get $68. Can you afford $68 a month as an armed security professional? $68 a month. If you run the security company, are you willing to help your employee out and give them an extra $67 a month? I'm asking you. Are you willing to do that for your employee? $67 a month. Okay? Figure you get minimum wage, maybe as an armed guard, you get $12, $14 an hour, even $15 an hour is not, I'm not too sure that's a livable wage in the state of California or wherever you live. You're getting that, and all of a sudden you're going to have to pay $67 a month. That's almost equivalent of having a decent cell phone service a month. All so that you can carry this gun. The Second Amendment of the United States Constitution is a right. There are people that fought for that right in blood. There are people that go overseas and defend us in different parts of the world. They go to Iraq, they go to Afghanistan, they're stationed in Germany, Japan, Korea, South Korea. They're right at that line, and they're willing to do what it takes to defend our U.S. Constitution. The Second Amendment is a right to bear arms. And why, historically, did we need that right to bear arms? Well, we needed that right to bear arms to protect ourselves from a tyrannical government. And that's how we were granted our independence in America. Right now, the whole country of America is looking at California as a model state, a model way of doing business. I'll give you a case study. So I have something personal against Kamala Harris, Vice President of the United States. Some people might ask, well, Sean, why is this so personal? Well, guess what? When I was registered as a Department of Justice safety instructor, she released my home address. Okay, that's my home address, place where bad people can find me. Later on, she goes on to say that it was a mistake. Okay, her office said it is a mistake. And the settlement was free credit reporting for 3 years. Those of you who are California Department of Justice firearm safety instructors, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The error was releasing the home addresses of the instructors. How does this become an accident? Ladies and gentlemen, this wasn't an accident. This is something that's intentional. How would she like it? How would the Vice President of the United States like it if somebody did the same thing to her when she was the Attorney General for the state of California? Releasing all of her personal information, her home address, that's not too cool. As a Vice President, it'd be a little bit different. We all know where to find her, and she is protected by Secret Service right now. So she doesn't have the same fear that I have. So under HR 127, you can literally run your neighbor's name, first name, last name, into this database and see what kind of weapons are registered to them. So they have 20 weapons. You're able to find out which weapon each person has. I just don't think that's too fair. And there's another provision that I need to look a little bit more into, and I believe the home address is disclosable as well. Where does the House of Representatives get this idea from? Kamala Harris, state of California. The bill requires a psychological exam. Where does the legislator get this idea from? California. Okay, California requires a psychological exam for private security officers. Those of you who are private security professionals, state of California, you know exactly how this works. You need the psychological exam now in order to carry as an armed guard. Training, okay, $300 that I anticipate this will cost you, depending on the type of firearm that you have. Again, I want to reiterate, I don't think they're going to create exemption for those of you who are private security professionals, even if you have this training already. But 3 days of training, typically in the firearms industry, you're going to pay about $100 a day, and that's on the low end. Maybe perhaps $125, $150 is a more moderate to higher end, again, depending on who the trainer is and who the training organizer is. You can look to see how much you're going to spend. So far you have about $200, $220 for a psychological exam, $800 a year for your insurance, and then about $300 training fee. Okay, you guys, this is not about safety. It's not about protecting the public from dangerous weapons. This is about controlling you. You see, the government has all types of weapons, and the notion out there is whoever has the most guns gets the most power. Okay, you got to remember that America was founded on the right to bear arms. We were able to take over the British, the ones that were in control of our day-to-day lives, through the use of a firearm. So our founding fathers found it necessary to write into the Second Amendment the right to bear arms, and this was the Second Amendment. Okay, first was freedom of speech, freedom of expression. The second was right to bear arms. That's how important that they knew this right really was. Okay, your right to bear arms against, and it's to be used against a tyrannical government. I'm not saying that this government, I'm not implying that this government is tyrannical. I'm just saying that that's why we have the Second Amendment. The legislators out there, they're trying to control us. Okay, they're trying not even to control anymore, it's to dominate us that want to carry a weapon out there. Okay, these are dangerous principles. Okay, Sheila Jackson, now I called her a traitor, and those are heavy words, but I call her a traitor because she's trying to take away a right. When you require a license for something, it's not a right anymore. Okay, it's not a right, and it's not fair for those of you in the private security field. It's not only California, but all the other states that you're gonna have to pay $800 a year, and then go through 3 days of training when you probably have a bunch of training already, and they're probably not gonna write an exemption for you. Okay, it's just not fair at all. What can you do about this? Well, keep listening to this channel. I know I do get political. If you don't like the talk about politics, then you can leave the channel. I have no problem at all. I say the truth. If you have truth, maybe you have some legislators that are Democrats that are for the private security industry, you let me know who they are, so we can say some good things about them and show you guys what benefits they are providing to the private security industry. But let's concentrate on what you can do. So in the description, I'm going to leave a link to all of the legislators, the California ones, and then if you're not in California, perhaps, well, I'll leave a link also, so you can click on it and then be directed to your state, okay, and contact everybody that that promotes 127. I would imagine that many of the Democrats do. If you maybe voted for Democrat, or you have a Democrat that's representing your district, please reach out to them and tell them that you oppose HR 127, that this is dangerous, it's not fair. It's no longer about having a right to bear arms. This is a license. And what they're doing is appealing the Second Amendment. Okay, the right to bear arms, the right to protect yourselves against a tyrannical government. Okay, let me know what you guys think about this video. Leave a comment, leave a like if you like. You guys all be safe out there.